You know what? Hey, what was your week like? Anybody have a really busy week? I mean, like really? I have one of those really, really busy weeks. And when I get really busy, you get a little behind in your message preparation. And so, as a pastor, you have all these tricks you do. One of them is to go to desperatepastors.com. You're not there. There's nothing. And of course, we scour the world to find the best material for a message on Sunday. And you know what? I was going through the secret government archives to see if they had anything that they had done in all the research about parenting. And you will not believe what I found. I don't even have to give a message today. The United States government has come up with a film, 3-minute film, everything you need to know about parenting. Doesn't matter what stage your kid is in. You want to see it? Please say yes, because and then just praying and going home. All right. So basically, here it is. Here's everything you need to know about parenting.
The United States Department of Agriculture presents the parenting. So the time has come for you and your family to grow. A stork is on the way to deliver a bundle of joy. But with great bundles come great responsibility. Well, here are a few golden rules that will help you navigate the stages of your child's growth and development. Stage 1, baby. Do remember that your new arrival requires some coddling and even some more nurturing. Don't forget that a person of this life form is relying on you. That baby will not feed itself. Stage 2, doctor. A happy home is a healthy home, so when your child is old enough, do hire a babysitter and take some time to yourselves. Don't hire a sitter that you do not know and trust. Even if someone dresses sharp and proper, they can still be an option in cheap clothing. Be wary. Stage 3, adolescence. Do ensure your child's healthy growth and development by encouraging physical activities such as tennis and golf and bowling. Don't allow for laziness and inactivity. Such behavior may lead to crippling diseases like polio, smallpox, stage 4, teenagers. The teenage years are fraught with temptation and peril. As a good parent, do know your children's whereabouts and whom they are keeping company with. Don't play the fool by sending your offspring out into the world unprotected. The earth is a dangerous place, and they may have an unfortunate run with a flying saucer or mythical creature. Oh, frightening indeed. Stage 5, young adult. Do, however, prepare your child for said encounters with these dastardly creatures. Failing to prepare for any attack is preparing to fail any attack. Wow! Look at that Yeti go. Oh, this seems tough on me as a narrator. Deep and utter shame on you if you don't accept the parental responsibility of standard Yeti defense training. This has been an educational film from the Tenderloins in the United States Department of Agriculture.
Okay, let's bring it home. We have everything we need to know right there. My favorite line, is utter shame upon you if you did not prepare your children for a Yeti attack. Have you done that? Are you convicted? Wouldn't it be great if there was really a 3-minute film that let us know everything we needed to know about raising children successfully? I mean, wouldn't it be cool if there was just a 3-minute film clip that boiled parenting down to its absolute essence and said, look, if you just get this right, just this thing right here, you got a great shot at creating the perfect environment for your children to grow up and be healthy, fully functional, self-sufficient adults as they move through the world. Wouldn't you love it if there really were a 3-minute video like that? Well, we have something very close. And it's not captured on film. It was actually captured on paper. And most of us have a copy of it. It is in a book we call the Bible. And the particular thing I'm referring to is found in Mark chapter 10. Let me set the stage for you. People are always coming to Jesus with questions. Sometimes the questions were intended to trap him. But sometimes the questions were very honest and sincere. And people would come to Jesus with a question about divorce. Like should divorce be hard or easy? Should it be with just maybe on one or two reasons? Or could it be for just any reason that you wanted? And so Jesus kind of dove into the whole divorce question, and he answered it. And he laid out what God's original intent was for marriage and how to try to make it work and the kind of permanent bond that he really wanted it to be. And then here was incredible. Right after that, he goes into a discourse on children. It's like Jesus said, as long as we're talking about the family and the trauma of divorce, I'm going to do something that deals with kids. And here's what happens. You may have heard this encounter before. And so people were bringing little children to Jesus to have him touch them. But the disciples rebuked him. When Jesus saw this, he was indignant, and he said to them, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. I tell you the truth, anyone who will not receive the kingdom of God like a little child will never enter it." And then Jesus took the children in his arms, put his hands on them, and blessed them. Did you catch that? Jesus just modeled for us the three unchanging principles of parenting. In that little episode, that little chapter, those few words, Jesus Christ revealed to every single parent that if we would just do certain things, we would create the healthiest possible environment for our children so that they could flourish. If we would just do on a consistent basis a few simple things that he modeled right there in that short passage, then we would provide the necessary ingredients to give our children the best chance to grow up and to be healthy, self-sufficient, fully functional, world-changing adults. Did you catch what they were? Okay, let's hit rewind and let's go through that passage in slow motion and make sure we picked up what Jesus modeled for us to be these unchanging principles of parenting. The first one, I would say this way. It is giving loving touches. That's the first thing we have to do. Giving loving touches. It's interesting. Parents were bringing their children to Jesus to touch them. I wondered why. Perhaps it was because they had this kind of superstitious belief that somehow if Jesus would kind of tap a kid on the head, it would impart some sort of a blessing or benefit or whatever the case may be. That's actually common throughout history. For parents to want some powerful religious spiritual figure to simply touch their kid like it'll impart something supernatural to them. So they were bringing the kids to Jesus to touch them. But what did Jesus do? It says, when these kids came, he took them in his arms. He picked them up. He hugged them. He wrapped his hands around them and placed them on their shoulder and drew them close to himself. He laid his hands in a loving and an appropriate way on these children. It wasn't a mere touch. It was an embrace. It was a hug. It was taking them up in his arms. Could it be that Jesus understood that there was something incredibly powerful about human touch? The touch itself had the power to bring something healing, something strengthening to another human being. You know, studies reveal that we all need human touch.